We're going to look at some examples of calculations involving fractions on the Casio Scientific Calculator, the fx82AU plus 2. Related Casio calculators will work most likely in a similar way, but I'm just going to use this model to demonstrate some of these questions. So let's have a look at some of these questions quickly. We're just talking about some basic operations involving fractions. The first one is convert the improper fraction 30/7 into a mixed numeral. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in on the calculator there so you can see what I'm going to do, and I might just lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so the two buttons that we're going to use are the SD button here and obviously the fraction button here. Okay, so this SD converts from fraction form to decimal form and vice versa. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in 30/7. So if you type in 30, press the fraction button, then press 7, press equals. Okay. Notice that most likely it'll give you the answer as an improper fraction, which you don't want. You want it as a mixed numeral. Sometimes, depending on what mode the calculator is in, it might already give you the answer as a mixed numeral. If that's the case, you've already answered the question. If not, you need to press Shift, okay, and then SD. And that gives you the answer then as a mixed numeral. Okay, so the answer for that is 4n/2/7. Okay, non-calculator. If you want to do this non-calculator, 7 into 30 goes 4 times. 7 times 4 is 28, and it gives you a remainder of 2. So the remainder will be 2/7. Let's have a look at part B. Okay, part B. Convert 3 5/8 into an improper fraction. Okay, so 3 5/8 into an improper fraction. Zoom in on the calculator again. Now, how do we enter in a mixed numeral into this calculator? I've seen this mistake a lot, okay? And this is what you don't do. Okay, so press the fraction button, 3 5/8. Okay, so typing it in like this is totally incorrect. Okay, you press Shift, okay, Shift, and then fraction button. So anything in yellow, you need to press the Shift key before it. Now, the calculator will allow you to enter in a mixed numeral correctly. Then just fill in the squares. So 3, 5, and 8. Okay, and because the calculator is already set to give you the answer as an improper fraction, there's nothing I need to do. Just the answer is as it is. So I might just put the answer here. So that's 29/8. All right. Next one, which is larger? Okay, 3/5 or 5/7. Okay. Now there's multiple ways of doing this, but I'm going to introduce a very interesting mode on this calculator, which is probably one that you've probably seen and you think, well, I think there's something wrong with my calculator, and then you have to do a factory reset. Okay, and you might have seen this, but I'm going to show you this because I think it's really useful. The calculator has it, you can use it. Okay, so if you press the mode button, okay, and you click on number 3, verify, and you get this true false, and you think, well, what's this true false for? I've probably seen this before, and I think, hang on, there's something wrong with my calculator. What's it doing? This is really cool. I really like this. So just remember these two fractions because I'm going to zoom in now on the calculator, 3/5 and 5/7. Okay, and let's see how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in 3/5. Okay, then what you press is Shift and then number 6. See where it says the word verify? So Shift and number 6. Now you've got some inequality symbols. All right, so you've got an equals, a greater than, a less than, a not equal to, a few other interesting ones there. I'm going to ask the question, is 3/5 bigger than 5/7? So I'm going to press number 3. So notice that you've got the greater than symbol, and then type in 5/7. Because if the question is just which one is larger, that's all you need to do. Okay, now if it's true, it'll come up with the word true. That's clearly false. So which one's in the larger one? It's clearly 5/7. Okay, so I might just write the answer here. Is definitely greater than 3/5. In fact, just to prove the point, okay, if I change that symbol sort of the other way around, so I make it a less than symbol, it comes up true. So very, very useful for these kind of questions. All right, I'm going to zoom out again, and I'm going to bring the calculator back to where it was. Let's have a look at D. Simplify each fraction, and the good thing is the calculator will simplify it all for you. All you got to do is type it in. 12 on 20, okay, and hopefully you can see that, and that's 3 on 5. So I'm just going to write the answers there. Okay, 48 on 120, and that's 2 on 5. You got 56 on 18, okay, and I'm going to write the answers two ways. So you got 28 on 9, or as a mixed numeral. Remember how to do that? Shift SD 3 and 1 9s. All right, let's have a look at some other examples. Okay, so this one involves conversion to decimal. Okay, again we use the SD button here. So convert 3/8 to decimal. Okay, so what we do is we type in 3/8. Okay, press equals, press the SD button, and there you go. It's already in decimal form. So I might just write the answer here: 0.375. Okay, so let me zoom out. Okay, part F, convert 2.35 to a mixed numeral. All we need to do is type in 2.35. Okay, so 2.35, press equals. Now shift SD, and there you go. The answers, it gives you the answer directly. So that's going to be 2 and 7 on 20. Okay, and the last one, okay, which involves a recurring decimal, and this is actually quite an interesting feature of these calculators, is they can handle recurring decimals. 0.23 recurring, convert that into a fraction. Now 0.23 recurring is just 0.23, 23, 23, 23, and so on. That's what the dots mean. Just means that the digits are repeated. You can in fact type it into the calculator and just repeat it a few times. So 0.2323, just fill the screen basically. Do it a few times. Okay, press equals, press SD. Okay, and it's 23/99, and I just think that in itself is really cool. Okay, 23/99. Okay, now sure, it doesn't show you all the working out, and if you're asked to show working out, well, clearly you must know how to do this manually, of course, but at least this gives you one way to be able to check have you gotten the right answer or not. Hope you've enjoyed watching the video. All the best with your fraction calculations.